Cutscenes are the absolute foundation for what defines Souls RNG and its auras, because it's literally the first thing you see when you get the aura. But here's the thing, how do we know if a cutscene is good or bad? So in this video, I'm going to be ranking every single global cutscene that has been ever added into Souls RNG, from if it's good or if it's really terrible. So yeah, we're on my main account, which, well, not much to update about, I'm still cooked. And yeah, there was a little update recently which added this thing called the profile space, which we might as well go over quickly. So here's my profile space, which looks kind of bland because there's nothing here to show. And yeah, this is probably the most cursed leaderboard you'll ever see if you ever find me in a public server. But yeah, we have 47 cutscenes that we'll be dealing with today, and that's a lot of cutscenes, that's all I can say. Now, we will not be including auras like I'm Peach, because literally just the impeached cutscenes, nothing to say about. And craftable auras, because those don't have a cutscene. If you press the craft button, you get them. But right before we do get the ranking literally 47 cutscenes, I do want to ask you guys to please subscribe, because yeah, I've recently started school, pretty painful. And while I'm doing that, I'm working on a new Python macro that, well, that takes a lot of time to code. And a lot of these content creators on the screen here, they probably don't go to school, or they go to it and they have more time on their hands, and they probably did not make any Python scripts. So if you guys could just subscribe, comment, like, share the video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload, that would really help support me a lot, and maybe could get you some luck on the way. You never know, some comments say that they did get luck. But honestly, let's just get into all these cutscenes. First of all, this thing. This is probably the biggest scam cutscene to ever exist. It's so fire. There's so many effects. But back when this was added, it was so epic. But then you get abominable, and you realize that you got scammed. Now, I know it's re-rigged, did it some good grace, but honestly, ignoring all that, this cutscene is just great. For the fact that it's so unique, for, well, not just having a start in the middle, it's a good cutscene. A W even. Next up, we have a pretty unknown aura, because it doesn't even have a star. It just has some text saying that there's nothing left, and that the guy doesn't remember me, and everything fades to, well, static. Yeah, I'd say it's really, really unique compared to everything else in the game. I'll put it to good, even though there's like nothing going on in the cutscene. Alright, let's move on to Elude, which, yeah, it's quite uninspiring. It's just a really great aura with star, and there's just a lot of crazy stuff. Somewhat unique, but honestly, it's just a great star. Unknown was a better cutscene. I'll put it okay, even though it does feel kind of dynamic. Alright, so this, if you couldn't guess, it's a global by the title, but otherwise, you think that this is some 10 million plus. Memory. Why is this its cutscene? There's nowhere else to place it but into rework now, because it's been like this for so many eras that I actually just don't remember. It's been like that since the beginning. Alright, so we have a very bloody cutscene. As you could tell right here, it's very red, very saturated, there's a lot of blood drops, and then you just get jump scared at the end with bloodlust. Honestly, I like the way it's pretty saturated and you can see a lot. Good cutscene, but the Elude one's quite unique even though it has nothing happening. Alright, Archangel, Last Judgment draweth nigh. There's a lot of feathers, there's a lot of heavenly glow, there's a cross, and you have until your sins are washed away. Now this is Archangel, sick aura, sick cutscene. Honestly, with all the auras that we're gonna get, I'll put it definitely above Bloodlust because it has text and some lore to it, but not really that high. Alright, the reason why this cutscene is so terrible is because the aura is unobtainable, and it was added at a time where the devs cared slightly less about cutscenes. Shard Surfer. Yeah, that would make sense if it was a 10 million plus, but I can't even say rework now, because this will probably not get a new cutscene because nobody cares about it enough. Absolute trash. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just a 10 million plus cutscene. Alright. Very in-depth cutscene. We have a lot of fish. We have a lot of bubbles. We have some smoke. We have a big abyssal hunter bashing your screen in and giving you the aura. Yep. This is a W cutscene because it feels quite dynamic. Well, Archangel has text, but honestly, nothing else to it. This just has a big shark bash into your screen. Alright, so this is Star Scourge. I mean Radiance. And, well, it's just a couple of stars. It's just a couple of, I guess, comets. And it's just a blue star. Nothing to say about it. No flashing or anything. Okay. Actually, nah, forgettable. You just don't remember this one at all. And alright. A cutscene that's kind of themed after its old aura, I guess. There's just a ring, I guess, that there's some weird effects. Zodiac. Yeah, that cutscene still looks like Legendarium to me. Yeah, it's cutscene. That's all I can really say. At least it's not as bland as just being grey. Alright, so we have Overture. Totally not anything else. It's just Overture. Nothing really much. It's totally not history. Actually, it is. And we get Overture history. Yeah, this aura is really dynamic. It's a history jump scare. Really all I can say, honestly. Especially if you get like 50 overtures and you suddenly get history. It's quite sick. I'd say in W, but it's below Abyssal. Alright, this is actually Overture this time. It's basically just the first part of the history cutscene. It's the exact same thing. There's no change. And you just get it. Honestly, because of the fact that there's no jump scare, I'll just put it into good cutscene. Alright, so here's Chromatic Genesis. There's there from away, there away. I don't know why this means. The white star, couple of notes, and we get Genesis and a big explosion. Honestly, where do I put this? It's technically lowest rarity global that doesn't have a name for breakthrough. I know it's just text, but yeah, it's just text. I'll put it below unknown. Alright, Aegis. This is on my alt because my main can't get this. We have some random lore text or something that nobody really cares about. And then we have a star and some 3D cubes are cool. And then we get the aura. Boom. Well, it's kind of underwhelming. It is just 3D cubes. Nothing to say about it. And some text. Yeah. For such a crazy aura, a little bit underwhelming, honestly. They could have just animated this one. Maybe in a future update. Alright, so we've got Abyssal Hunter again. I mean, no, this is just Mansa. It's literally just the Abyssal Hunter cutscene, but slightly darker at a really low PNG quality of a Mansa. Okay, it's basically just Abyssal Hunter without the smoke. It's just okay, honestly. So now we have Ruins. There's a lot of weird splashes going on. There's like this maze looking thing. There's a lot of effects and we just get Ruins. Yeah, it's Ruins. There's not much going on. It's literally just like global aura template number 7 with a rotating ring and something going on. I'll put it slightly above Manta because of the fact that the splashes look cool. So now we have this aura, some chromatic aberration, I think, some random text that's pretty pixelated for some reason, other stuff. Yup, we get oppression, but it actually looks kind of better than it. Honestly, W cutscene, really high in W cutscene. Ain't the craziest thing, like it's literally not animated, but yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, we have an aura that got a cutscene rework more recently than an actual aura rework, because it might not actually ever get one. Impeached. Boom. And yeah, this aura kind of dated, but this cutscene, honestly, while it is cool, it's just a cutscene, honestly. Nothing special going on. It's okay. Alright. Pink Impeached, I think. Yeah, these cutscenes look extremely similar, honestly. It's Exotic Boy, which is just a cutscene. Yeah, honestly, there's going to be a lot of cutscene okay, because they're literally just the same thing, but with different assets. Alright, we have a pretty musical aura. It's not Genesis, but it's, I guess, yellow. There's a musical track, or whatever they call it. There's an effect. And honestly, while it's not that crazy, at least it's not a copy-paste. And it has a track in the background, so honestly, I'll put it at the very bottom of good. Wait a minute. This isn't Remembrance, but why is the star... Oh yeah, it's because we watched the Radiant cutscene. Alright, now for the real Remembrance cutscene. There's quite a lot going here. The colors are pretty dynamic, the stars. Well, it's pretty basic. There's nothing going on. I do like the way that there's a nice gradient going on, and the cutscene does look pretty pleasing to the eye. Slightly above Orchestra, but it can't go any higher. And we have an aura that guides me where to go. Atlas. There's a lot of sand, the objects around here, and we have a compass, and we have an atlas. There is a dynamic part to this, but honestly, it's just northwest and stuff. I'll put at the very bottom good. And wow, I totally didn't just shift the hue on Atlas Yuletide on Atlas and call it a new aura. It's basically just Yule. It's basically just the Atlas cutscene, but they made it blue. I'll just put it in forgettable because it's just Atlas, but you get it less often because it's a limited. Alright, so we now have Matrix. Totally nothing weird going on here. Totally not blanking Reddit, it's giving you overdrive instead. And we have Matrix Overdrive, which... yeah, mutated cutscenes are kind of nice. They're just a jump scare, honestly. I'll put it at the very bottom of W because it doesn't do anything that crazy. It just randomly screams at you. And this is the cutscene of the second rarest rollable aura in the game. That's currently obtainable. It's just a heart, a couple of rings, and then it just gets slammed in and it just like zooms into it and you get oppression. Imagine popping a glitch with your cutscenes on getting that. That would be kind of tense, honestly. I'd say there is good, even though it's just a heart. Right, Gargantua. Okay, yeah, that just sucks, honestly. I know you can tell that it's like sucking you in and stuff. But honestly, it's another one of those auras. Another one of those cutscenes. And now, an aura that's pretty crazy. Literally just like shines the crown at you. There's just like a couple of things. You can be big and smaller, smoke, and 2 gradients. Honestly, this cutscene did not age well. Sovereign cutscene, well, honestly, it just needs a rework. Very top of it. Because it can exist, but yeah, it just needs a rework at some point here. And now we have another ruins for the 57th time. Because I like getting, okay, nope, withered. It's literally just ruins, but they changed the symbols around and called it a new aura. This time, I thought I'd say forgettable. It's just a better version of ruins. All that they did was just change the color midway and call it a withered. Yeah, that looks good. And now we have Apostolos, a couple of rings around that slightly translucent star. For Era 9, this cutscene's pretty good, honestly. For Era 9, it's slightly different than everything else, but there's a lot of good cutscenes in here, honestly. I'll just put it below. While it's a good cutscene for Era 9, I'll put it at the very top of OK. Even though it's not a copy-paste of different assets, it is just a little old looking. While we're making fun of the Unk auras a little bit, here's Symphony, which isn't an Unk cutscene. It's a little bit different. Now, while it is just a copy-paste of everything else, come on, I put Archangel on that level, and that's like Archangel, but you replace the words of notes. It's just Archangel-like, even though it looks kind of good now. Alright, we now have the first animated cutscene in ever existence. This isn't real. It's not real when you first got this thing of this crazy cutscene. Honestly, reality has an immense cutscene. There's only like 2 animated cutscenes in the entire game like this, where it's like 3D. I don't know where to put this, but I think we should just get our God tier. Right, God tier. And while keeping with the trends, we have a random looking Space Invaders thing. And another Space Invader thing joins forces and flies into a black hole and gets you the aura. And a player 2 joined, I guess. And we have another God tier cutscene. While it's honestly pretty cool, I feel like it should be a little bit more of a jump scare and it screams at you more. Alright, next cutscene. A new aura, Hypervolt Everstorm, and you can tell it's new because it doesn't even have a cutscene yet. Yup, it's basically just the same as those like grey cutscenes. I actually don't know which one of these is it, but rework now. Like actually right now. It will get its rework, but for now this thing just kind of sucks. And keeping with the trend, it kind of sucks. We have so far at 1/500 million. It's so new that it also doesn't have a cutscene. Players could genuinely just mistake this for a 10 million plus aura. Come on, these things need their reworks. I mean, they will, but there's nowhere else they can put them, okay? And alright, you guys need to get ready for this next cutscene, because it's a new one and it's quite possibly insane. I mean, it is, but look at it. It jump scares you. This is the redemption arc of a cutscene that you need. It's text, it screams at you. I mean, it's literally just a star and a weird thing, and then you just get the aura. I know it doesn't have anything like 3D rendered, but honestly, yeah, we have... Okay, where is it? The cutscene might just happen. I think we're getting Equinox, guys. Yeah, this cutscene is overwhelming. But honestly, I'll put it into low tier God tier because of the fact that it's not 3D rendered like those two, which only 2 in the entire game are. Alright, we have the rarest cutscene in the game. Iron ingots included. It's literally just, you get read out the lore of the game for some reason. Dream metric is kind of goofy of a cutscene. But yeah, having this and you just screaming in the background is basically just the intended purpose for this cutscene. You're not meant to actually read all of this. You're just meant to kind of internally fail and just scream while you watch it. And yeah, the VHS tape, no single appears, and there's nothing left, and you get 3 metric. And GG's, you've won Souls RNG in that moment. Honestly, for being the rarest in the game, you literally just get read out the lore. It only exists for you to just scream while it appears. I've said it like 50 times. I'll put it to... I actually just don't know if I could call this good. It's literally just text and a couple of pictures. Very, very bottom of W cutscene. And honestly, I'd kind of put it into forgettable, but it's the rarest in the game, so you can't call a rare cutscene forgettable. Alright, so we have Apostolos, but they changed the colors and made them Halloween themed Apostolos file. Quite uninspiring. Especially as it's literally just Apostolos. But it's literally just a different colored Apostolos. What do I say? Kind of wish that some of these limited auras had a little bit more memorable cutscenes. Honestly, I'll keep this at the very top because Vial's an aura that you wanted to get. Radiant, it exists, but Yuletide, you could just get it for much easier than you should be able to. And now we have Sandworm, Nefkaraf. Okay, I can show up now. It's just a couple of symbols. Honestly, I'll call this cutscene a good cutscene. And we've already went on a second line because it has a couple of symbols around it and it has some text foreground stuff going on. It's not the generic cutscenes that it's just the same thing, but with the things changed. And now we have Harvester, and you remember this thing because it has the goofy looking Haze RNG star. And yeah, I like its color palette. Barely even actually, it's basically just the cutscene okay stuff, but with a different star. Very bottom of good cutscene, and honestly, I don't think it should even be there. It's literally just a star that changes it from being all of these. And now, how did Aegis get into this again? Okay, never mind, it's water gun. It's literally just they changed the text and they made it a different color. Come on, I mean, like, mutations shouldn't change that much from the original cutscene, but we have Overdrive and history to completely disprove that. Come on, man. It is Aegis, but I'll put it at the very bottom of cutscene okay, because it's a little bit, it's kind of lazy, honestly. Alright, so we have Impeached, but for some reason they made it less vibrant. I mean, no, this ain't Impeached, it's a little bit different from that. It's Nightmare Sky. It's literally just the exact same thing for every single one of these cutscenes, but less vibrant at the very bottom of okay. I actually put Water Gun like right behind Apostolos because it's kind of unfair at the very back. And now, Lotus Fall, which, yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say the cutscenes are copy paste of everything else, but it's tastefully done. They at least copied it and had a really big background image for it. I mean, it's literally just, only thing I can say is behind ruins. And we now move on to one of the most famous cutscenes to ever be added to the game. It has lore, and it has a slideshow in PowerPoint, but with extra sounds added to the transitions. And we have literally one of the most crazy and rare auras in the game, Oblivion. And it would be probably rare than Oppression if it wasn't for that dupe glitch incident and 3 Oblivion potions. But yeah, honestly, while it kind of doesn't age that well, it still has, and it just still puts an impression on you. Above Dream metric, I'd say slightly below Oppression, and I swear the cutscene was longer too. And now a very questionable cutscene, which honestly I'm not even sure if I should even be showing you guys right now. There's a chance I might have to re-upload it without this, but there we go. It's literally just the Clock of the Sky. It's just the Aegis cutscenes, but if you replace every single asset in it with a weapon. There's nothing to say about this, but it's just Aegis Water Gun, but the funny. I'll put it below Water Gun because there's no animated cube. Actually, yeah, nobody remembers this thing, honestly. Forgettable. And now, not another one of those auras. Not of this design again. This feels like Lotus Fall, but it has an extra windy effect at the back. Nah, seriously. It just is that. I'll put it like slightly above because it has the wind effects, but it's exactly that. And now the cutscene for the first 1 billion plus. It's just completely empty. And then you just get slammed in the head. A big, crazy aura. And then you just get an aura that starts speaking to you for some reason. And I'm scared of this thing. Why is it so loud? And I'm not meant to be afraid of the dark. And you finally just get a luminosity. Boom. This aura makes you hyped up, especially because the absolute radiance thing where literally every person in existence says it. Honestly, while it's not Equinox level because it's just text with some extra layers and I guess parts to it, it is pretty sick. It makes you so hyped up when you get this thing. And finally, Dreamscape. It's another one of those auras, right? Except for some reason the star twitches a little bit. This is literally just Maelstrom. Could see. Oh, I was not expecting that. I don't have this on my main account. That's why I didn't expect it. Yeah, that was the twist that was meant to get me. This is definitely a good cutscene. This is a cutscene that just it's actually good because of the fact that it ain't just the same thing that we've seen like I don't even know 10 different times of the cutscene. And now that's every cutscene to ever be added into Souls RNG when it comes to globals. Of the other ones kind of just exist, honestly. Eden doesn't count because it doesn't appear in global chat, plus you can't really roll it. And let's summarize. First of all, we have pixelation. Cutscene's pretty crazy and epic. Reality, it's animated. It kind of just really jump scares you. It's like a fake 1 billion plus cutscene with how good it is. Equinox, it has a little bit of a redemption arc. It's not just text anymore. It's pretty overwhelming and crazy. And Luminosity is a hype generator. Kind of sad that the aura looks kind of mid, even though its abilities are good. Prologue, honestly, there's just like images around it. It's a quite good cutscene. Now, abominable or abominable, while it kind of is a bit of an underwhelming aura, especially as it looks like a 1 billion plus, pretty cool. Oppression, it's Oppression, no introduction, the heart breaks and it's epic. Oblivion, it's Oblivion, it's really memorable. Missile Hunter, everyone remembers wanting to get this. There's a couple of fish, there's a shark that breaks your screen. History, it's the most unexpected cutscene. Like the entire cutscene just overture, and then you just get jump scared of history. Matrix Overdrive, but like the Matrix Overdrive just overtakes it. Then lore reading, I mean Dream Metric, it's literally just you just get read the lore and then you just get the aura. You're not meant to read this, honestly. Then we have Unknown, which is an eye. It just talks to you and it fades out your screen. It's unique, it's mid but unique. Then we have Aegis with its 3D cubes. It's randomly speaking to you. Console, I guess. It's nice. Dreamscape, you just don't expect it. It's like a mid cutscene but then just like tells you to wake up, and then you just get jump scared. And then Chromatic Genesis, which is just a cutscene but with text, and then you get a musical beat drop. Nice. Archangel is like the lowest rarity cutscene that actually speaks to you. And Symphony just says musical notes, even though I actually don't know what this is meant to mean. Overture, it has a clock, it's animated, it's nice. Bloodlust, it just splatters you, and I like how vibrant it is. Withered, it's just ruins, but it just becomes withered. That'll be a big jump scare if I got it in AFK. Hopefully this isn't foreshadowing. And you remember it's one of those mid cutscenes, but at least it's tastefully pulled off. Neferkaf, it has a lot of like windy, sandy effects on it. It's pretty different. Now, Orchestra, it has a musical track at the back, while it just is literally everything else with musical notes, but it's different. Atlas, it has a compass that appears, but that's literally everything that gets added. Harvester, only thing that makes it unique is the star shape. Ocelos, while it is pretty unique, it's kind of old. You can barely even see the effects on it. Water gun, it's just Aegis, but they changed the colors on it halfway. Ruins, and literally all these other auras. I'm not even going to go through all of them. It's just all the exact same thing. You change the colors on it, you change the assets up a little bit of like what's meant to be the middle and what's meant to be the flashing part, and you call a new global cutscene. I can't blame the devs for doing this. I mean, they can't waste their time doing cutscenes for all of these auras, but it's just a little bit mid. That's the point of these cutscene tier lists. Now, forgettable, these are either just recolors of already existing cutscenes that I forget about, or it's just laziness, or it's just you don't really care about it. It exists. Rework now, these are cutscenes that either are really old looking, like Sovereign. Crown looks pretty low res, and it's just fog with a couple of like things. Memory, it has no right being in the game since Era 8 having that cutscene. And these two, the Hypervolt and the 1 in 5 Tiny Mill, they're going to get their cutscenes soon. Absolute trash. this isn't getting a rework. It's Charge Surfer. And yeah, that's literally everything. Every global cutscene in the game, sadly, kind of spoiled to you. I'm sorry if you guys didn't want to get spoiled, but it was in the title. And yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes. I've seen enough of these. Next time I get all these auras, I'm not going to get jump scared by it that much, even though it's on my main. I probably will. So please like and subscribe if you guys want to get jump scared by your dream cutscene suddenly being shoved into your face while you're just randomly rolling. And well, goodbye.